Hi everyone, how you doing? You welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we'll be making this Bubu top with fringe. I made use of 1.7 yards with some pieces I have left. But if you want to make yours, I would advise you make use of 2 yards for this top. And if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get notified anytime I post new videos. So guys, let's jump right into it. So to sew this Bubu crop top, I have 1.7 yards here and some pieces I have left. So now the next we have to do is to fold the front and back. You know, the Ankara fabric is by 45, so I'll be folding it by the length. I fold my fabric. I fold the fabric by the length of the Ankara, so we are cutting both the front and the back together. So now the first thing we have to do is to get the shoulder. For my shoulder, I'm working with 15 inches. 15 divided by 2 will give me 7.5. So this is 7.5 here. After getting the shoulder, now the next we have to do is to get from shoulder to sleeve. We are cutting the shoulder and the sleeve together. We are cutting the sleeve together with the top. So now for my sleeve length, I will make use of 10 inches for the sleeve length. 10 inches. Then I will add 2 inches for folding allowance. That makes it 12. So altogether now we have 19.5 from shoulder to sleeve. So now after getting the sleeve, the next you have to do is to get your back neckline. So for my back neckline, I will make use of 3 inches for the width of the neckline. Then the depth also will be 1 inches. So now connect the back neckline just like this. So now after getting the back neckline, the next you have to do is to get your front neckline. We still maintain the 3 inches for the width. Then the depth will be by 7 inches for the depth of the front neckline. Now connect with a straight line. It's a V neckline for the front neckline. So you connect this way. This is the front neckline. Now the next we have to do is to get shoulder to bust point. So for my shoulder to bust point, I'm making use of 12 inches here. This is 12 inches here. That is where my sleeve will come out from. After getting shoulder to bust point, now we have to get the slants. For the shoulder slant, I'll come down for my shoulder by 1 inches. I'll connect this 1 inches down to the width of my neckline. On this bust point here, which is 12 inches, I'll pull down my bust measurements. So for the bust, I'm working with bust 44. 44 divided by 4 will give me 11 inches. So this is 11 inches. I want this my Bubu top to be very free. Then I'll add 2 inches for ease. Then 1 inches for seam allowance. So now I'll check what I have here. I have 14 inches. I'll bring down the 14 inches down to the hem of my top here. So now connect with a straight line. So this is it. Now we have to get that kimono effect. We can't just leave this as four corner. So you come this way like this. If you don't have a French curve, you make use of your hand this way and connect back. You can see how it looks. Now I'll cut this out. I'm done cutting the front and back. Now I've separated the back from the front so we can cut the front neckline. So now after cutting this, now we'll cut out the facing for the back and the front. So this is the back. We're cutting the facing. I'm making use of these pieces. So you just place it underneath the body this way. Now cut out. Then you open up and cut. This is the back facing. Now we'll cut out the front facing. For the front facing, the facing will be having a joining. That's why it came out by ½ inches. Now we'll cut this out. Now you open up and just cut this way. This is the front facing. This is the front of the top. Now you bring your facing this way. The front of the facing and the front of the top will be facing each other like this, and you sew on half inches. I'll repeat the same thing also on the front of my top. I'm through with the sewing of the back facing, and I've given it a good launch. Before sewing your facing, you have to fold it this way. If you don't have a weaving machine to weave the facing, you fold it the way I fold mine. I've done the same thing also for the front facing. Now we'll turn this facing to the back this way, so you can join the top at the shoulder. You bring the front of your top this way with the back together like this, and you'll be turning it with the facing. You make sure they're equal at the shoulder this way, then you use your back facing to turn it like this and sew it on half inches to the sleeve. I'm through with the joining of the shoulder, and I've gone ahead also to press my facing down with Emmy gum. Now the next we have to do is to fold the sleeve on 2 inches. So I'll fold on 2 inches, then we'll fold the side here like this by half inches. So after folding, to give us 1.5 inches. I'll do this for the sleeve, and I'll repeat the same thing also on the other sleeve. The folding of the sleeve. Now next we have to do is to join this top at the sides. So now you bring your sleeves together this way, and we go to the machine. We'll be joining the sides of this top on 1 inches from the sleeve here down to the hem of the top on 1 inches. I'll do this on this side of my top, and I will repeat the same thing also on the other side. You start to join from the sleeve to the armhole down to the hem of the top. I'm through with the joining of the sides, and I've gone ahead also to give this armhole side here a launch. So by the time I give it a good press, it will lay down flat. Now we'll keep this aside, so we'll work on the strap we have at the front of the top. So now this is my strap. I cut out by 3 inches. The width is by 3 inches, and the length of the strap is by 20 inches. So now I'll go to the sewing machine. I'll be sewing this strap on the sides on half inches. Then I'll make sure I close one end of my strap so I can be able to turn it to the front. Now I'll do this for all the strap, then I will tell you what to do next when I'm done. I'm through with the creating of the strap. Now we can call this the Ankara fringe. So now we'll keep this aside. So we'll mark on where it will be on the top. This is the top. This is the front of the top here. I want the space of this fringe to be like 2 inches here. So I'll mark 2 inches here and mark 2 inches. I'm through with the markings. If you want yours to be fuller than this, you can do 1 inches or 1.5, but with the fabric I have, that's why I'm doing 2 inches. Now to put the Ankara fringe to the top, this place that would not close, you see we not close this side of the fringe and we close this side of the fringe. This place we not close, we place it on this 2 inches mark here, and we'll go and sew it. You sew here, you bring another one here also and place it like this. I'll go and sew this for the front and the back of my top. I'm through with the sewing of the fringe to the top. Before sewing, you have to pin down so it will be easier for you. You pin it all around the top. And I want to show you something else. The joining of my fringe is at the back, but I don't like the feeling. Look at this one. I did the joining at the side. You can see it's more beautiful than this one. So I advise you make your joining to be at the sides, then you give it a good press this way. This is the front and this is the back, while this one, the joining is at the back. I made the joining to be at the back. You can see how it looks, and this is the front. So I prefer this one. So when doing yours, make yours this way, not like this, but like this. The joining should be at the side of the strap. Now I will use this Ankara strap, the material, to turn the hem of the top, but you make sure the width of your strap is 1.5 inches. Now I'll fold the strap this way. So now I'll go and sew on the hem of my top like this. You make sure your fringe is the way you sew it before, should be on top of the top. So now I'll go and sew this round the hem of my top. So I'm through with the sewing of the hem of the top. So now you flip it to the back like this and you fold the strap like this. Then now you make sure the fringe is down. So now I'll be sewing on it like this. You see, I fold it in this way. So now I'll go and sew it round the top. I'm through with the sewing of the hem of the top. You can see how beautiful this top looks. Thank you, and thank you very much for watching to the end. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and turn on your notification bell so you get notified anytime I post new videos. See you on the next one. God bless you.